Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. Hi, hello everyone. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Sorry. Is the mic on? I can see nodding. Okay. A few heads. No, everything all good. I apologize for being late, but I'm glad to see you all here today, and it is of course an honor to be here giving an artist lecture at this institution. So many new faces here, so many people I'm very familiar with. I can see some nodding. Oh yes, I remember you actually. You complimented my tie. This is actually so heartwarming to see all of you yesterday at the opening. I mean, it's amazing what Dash has done with the space, Well, it's glad to meet you all again, or for the first time. I don't know. No, I'm kidding, of course not. Actually, I can hear some talking in the... Is there a competing lecture going on at the back of the room? Just curious. No, I'm kidding. Of course not. But shut up, please. As I was saying, a great start. I know. Oh, people are leaving. People are leaving already. Well, I'm glad. Good riddance. Great start. They would not contribute to anything meaningful in this sort of dialogue that we have organized here today. I hope everyone can hear me well. Again, I'll ask again. As in the back, everybody in the back? Yeah. All right. As I was saying, it's a great honor and a great pleasure to be here. And I'm sorry for being late again. I mean, it's the metro. What can you do? What can you do? I was actually hesitant at first to accept this sort of invitation to give this talk, but then one of my friends, actually one of my best friends, she's right there. She says, say hi, wave, Dash, say hi. Convinced me to show up and do this, and we had some discussions with the institution, and decided ultimately to make this a lecture about my work. Yeah, basically I will be reading from my script, by the way. I mean notes, but I apologize. And dash, and actually also I don't care that much, so I'll be reading from here. So I think you all already know a lot about me, judging from the introduction. So I'll just start from the beginning in general and try to give you more insight wherever I deem necessary. So I was born and raised in Mumbai. My family was relatively lower mid. Actually, when I was born, we were okay. Maybe middle class. Yeah, middle class. But my parents both grew up very poor, very poor. So I grew up in the middle class suburbs, had middle class ambitions. No, actually, to be honest, I had grandiose ambitions. I mean, I wasn't good at any of the things that I tried though. So long story short, I ended up at painting, being the only thing somehow that I knew how to do. But yeah, painting, art, whatever you say, whatever you want to call it. But it's a trick, they trick you, they tricked me. They draw you into the whole painting thing. They tell you, you'll be like Picasso, or you'll be like Van Gogh or Rembrandt or whatever. And before you know it, you're some sort of like post-conceptual artist that can't sell anything, And they tell you you'll make money with the painting big. I mean, that's what you see. That's what you see, and then eventually, anyway, yeah. I'm kidding. So that's what happened. That's I know. But at the beginning, I was good at drawing. I have some images actually. He was very good. I mean, I was very good at drawing and painting. You know, I liked Rembrandt. I have. Can we? Oh, it's on. Can we switch? Okay. Can we switch? Okay. Well, so I started painting again. I mean, I painted as a kid, but then I took a long break, and then I started painting again when I was much older during quarantine. Actually, during my quarantine, I was alone. I had nothing to do, nothing. Had no friends most of the time, obviously, and so all I did was scribble down some naive, like delusional, like straight up delusional notes, and do some terrible painting. For example, this one over here, as you can see, is really just a painting to prove that I could be a painter, you know, to people, and that I was not trash. Because I remember the first portrait I did. I mean, it was so bad. It was not human, because it looked like somebody with better not say, because so this was as a cause of that, this was my attempt at sort of legitimizing myself. But I mean, look at I was a good painter, you know, I could sell, but now I'm in some damn shack rotting in the suburbs of Mumbai. But I could, when I was young, I could have sold a lot. I mean, I wasn't a bad painter, so I wasn't a bad painter. Yeah, look at the loose strokes near the palette over there near the bottom half of the painting. It's isn't it like magic, like impressionist magic? I thought it was at the time. I thought. Now I think it's stupid, obviously, but at the time I thought it was very, very cool, you know. So yeah, God, but also I spent so many hours glazing that thing one layer over another. It was some crazy amount of layers, and I thought I thought that that'd be some sort of like Titian or something. I don't know what I was thinking. But the funny thing is, if you go to my parents' house now, this painting is there. And all those glazes have faded, the ones with color, and all that's left is like a pale white shadow of what once used to be, you know. So maybe Titian's method of glazing is more suited to white skin than anyways. Anyways, I digress. There is some color now. Oh, I should probably change the slide. Yeah. I don't know. As you can see, these are more sketches with Rembrandt. That eye patch, the thing on the bandage, it's reoccurrent. But I mean, here again you can see the influence of Rembrandt. I'm sorry, I apologize. I just mixed up my slides, so there's no color here still. The black and white, very I don't know, very dark. I guess that's what I was thinking. But these are not. I don't like them now, because I mean, like, what are these? You know, at the end of the day. There you go. There's some color, but there's still this idea of an artist being like someone that lives in an ivory tower, and you know, all these other these other things, these other ideas. But actually, during this pastel drawing, I was sick. Admittedly, in many ways, mentally and physically. Am I right? But I mean, I had this thing temporarily, like I mentioned in the previous slide, where my half of my face was paralyzed, so we needed a bandage to cover part of my eye. So yeah, it was like for around a month. So that's why the bandage. It's a real bandage, you know. It's not. People think it's it's one of those props that you use. But I use props in these paintings, but this one is a real bandage. So yeah, it was not just to look cool. It's not fake, I'm not lying. Still, oh, there you see on the left, I still haven't left painting. This is a bit later on, maybe 1 or 2 years after the first painting that you saw. And of course there's a full-size male nude. I mean, how original, huh? If ensues how much, did I really think did I really think I was a so I really thought I was some sort of revolutionary, you know? Really, that I mean, seriously, Jesus Christ with the long hair, and I apologize. I was really full of myself. I mean, of myself. Who does this guy think he is? Huh? But it works, you know. It works. In the art world, the self-centeredness, it works. I mean, it only needs to take subtler forms, I feel. I mean, look at the people around. I mean, I'm joking. Oh, that's what I thought. And I mean, no, I'm joking. We're all nice. So, yeah, these are some of the collages that I did right before I left Mumbai to begin this this thing that I was about to start in Paris. So, yeah, the one with the yellow lines on the left, that one over there, came out of something that was super Mondrian-esque. It was this idea that at the time I thought was genius. I mean, really, something was wrong with me. The idea of representing a three-dimensional cube with two lines, or reducing it like two three-dimensional cubes into, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. I thought was pretty. Actually, that's three cubes, you know, now that I look at it. Three-dimensional cubes reduced to 5 lines, which is yeah, I mean, yeah, and the whole infatuation with the with the cutouts is, of course, you know, it's stolen. It's taken from not stolen, taken from Matisse. And then the eggs, this idea of, I mean, it's this obsession that I had with Zen. It really is Zen if you think about it. If you know, not the object itself, the eggs. I mean, maybe, but definitely the form or the composition of rather there was also this guy called Dash. He inspired quite a bit of this piece, actually. I mean, the ones on the right, the egg pieces. Isn't it wonderful? No, I'm kidding. I'm really not that kind of guy. Some people, I mean, very few. Some of you seem to think so, but I really, I don't know. I am not that kind of. Where was I actually? I'm lost a little bit. Sorry. I don't know what I was saying. I'm sorry. To find my. Yeah, I know. Let's move on to the next piece now. I hope. Oh, actually, are there any questions from? I mean, is everything that I've been saying clear? But I mean, questions are at the end, so it's just. But anything that I could, no, it's fine. By the way, at the end, if you ask questions, you know, there's a prize. Just actually, rather than a prize that I give you, there's a prize that you give me to ask. You should pay me if you want. If you want to ask me a question, that's how it works. But no, there's no prize either way. I'm joking. Yeah, next slide. So this is interesting. This is actually one of my first pieces in Paris, as you can see. I'm already outside my studio. This is in the streets. I mean, if you look at the concept, it's pretty simple. Unlike Unlike the succeeding work, of course. I was just painting things blue around the school. Yeah, that's how. Just to get this thing off my chest. I hated this class. Huh? I mean, wow. The teacher was not. He was an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. That's all. I mean, what do I say? Suffering is a strong word, but I just couldn't sit through this class, the class that I did this for. In the class it was boring. Huh? It was boring. Ironically, I made decent pieces in his class. I realized making decent work doesn't always mean that you're happy. Of course, I mean he was one of those dull sticklers. You're late. Or, maybe you should shut up, and no one likes you. Huh? I don't know about that, but look at me now. I'm doing well. I'm doing really well compared to, better than him. Better than him. Yes, being late worked in the end. He wasn't an artist. He wasn't an artist ever. I am now. I couldn't for his classes. I couldn't wake up in the morning. I mean, to see that face, I would dread it all night. We all hated the class. That never happens. We all the students in that class hated the class. Rarely ever happens. Fuck you. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. I always hated the playground politics in the art world and the education systems. This guy doesn't like that guy, this guy, that guy, and there's all these rules that people don't know that these rules are a means to an end. They're not an end in themselves. So you get these dull and unsympathetic sometimes. Anyways. Well, then in my actually funny story before we go on, in my first year and a half in Paris, maybe even longer, I ate the same thing. Actually, 2 years maybe. In Paris, I ate the same thing every day, like literally every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I ate pasta with some vegetables chopped up every single day. No sauce. I had a period with sauce after I got shamed for what I was eating, but normally no sauce, because to tell you a secret, I don't like sauce. Very rarely, a few times a month, did I go out to eat. Not even that during the first few months, only because food was expensive. So sorry, I'm a bit tired. A lot of things to do. I was living in Paris. I was studying in an American institution, going to galleries, openings, all of those things, plus I had the job. The job it paid well. For an Indian person, it paid super well, but it was tough, doing school and also the job at the same time. The openings were hard too, because knowing a language, it was a powerful thing. People don't realize there's a Bourdieu, whatever. See, I can't pronounce it. He talks about this. He talks about this thing, this capital, cultural capital. The openings are tough. Everyone's speaking in French. My French is good. Not good. It's not good. It's okay. It's but not that good. As soon as the conversation picks up pace, I feel left out. I feel like I'm not, I can't be there suddenly, and I feel excluded. I felt excluded. I have to crack out a smile, excluded normally from the community, if you could call it that. If you could call that a community, I felt excluded. Clothes were something that that really made me feel not part of the clique, But I went. I mean, these openings. Sometimes you go to them and you think, did I walk into Fashion Week? Like, it's ridiculous because. But because it just excludes people instantly. That I mean, I'm dressed okay today. I'm dressed, but I didn't always dress well. You know, I had to be shamed a lot, and then I changed my whole aesthetic and my whole, you know. So yeah, everybody at these events, everyone has their little thing. You know, their hat is sideways. Some bright colors or whatever. Everybody has their one thing that separates them from the. And you spend a lot of money on this one thing. So if your thing is beanies, you keep buying these expensive looking beanies. But again, it's ironic the act of seeking to differentiate yourself in this context also makes all these people resemble. I mean, that's resemble one another. But again, I digress. I was thinking about all these sort of things. You know, they bothered me. They bothered me a lot. So I started being this anti. What can I say? Just anti. I am anti. So, well, I think we should probably move on now. This is another photo. So this is the piece that I did a while after I was in Paris, maybe almost a year. 9 or 10 months into my stay, and look, I noticed I still can't escape the. I just noticed I can't escape the self-portrait yet. You know, I mean, I should probably explain. I need to. Yeah, it's basically these are till receipts from grocery stores, supermarkets, art stores, fast food places. So yeah, and then there's all of these crushed up tickets in a bottle of sauce. Ironically, I was just telling you also correctly. Yeah, this might actually be the first bottle of sauce that I bought in Paris actually. So you can already tell 9 or 10 months in, first sauce bottle. Yeah, that's it. So I made this whole thing, like when I was presenting this, it was for that guy's class. It's funny. But so I made this whole thing up about one's identity as a consumer, individual tastes forming that identity, and how capitalism flattens that identity into a mass or a social identity. You know, these people like this, we'll sell this identity, a class of consumers. Capitalism will sell this one thing here but not over there because these people like this thing, but those people, it's not profitable. But yeah, and that sort of makes your identity in a way that has a chance. People never understood. Okay, not bad. Not a bad piece, but I wouldn't want to be remembered for. I mean, I don't know. It's mediocre. I mean. Oh, then come these pieces. Do I have both of them? No. So this first one is pretty explanatory. It's a painting that I made relatively recently, not recently. That has just been, and on top of it, it has a sheet of plastic. Thermoform, that's like the frame with text on it, like melted into the plastic. I won't say, but I mean, the reason these two pieces are together, I won't say why, but I got into trouble with this piece. But I didn't look the group. I didn't like the group. Again, this was for the same guy's class. I didn't like the group critiques at the time. It was too much. I still don't. I still think it's fucking stupid sometimes, group critique, but you get a lot out of it, okay? But it's too much. Sometimes it's too much petty politics. You know, these playground politics, all these and then sometimes I'd feel like the bias or the anger of the group was directly pointed at me, like all the negative energy was pointed at me. So I can't, solely me, but I can't blame them. I was a loner. But I was a loner until I had financial incentive to not be a loner. That's a joke. Then the other one. This is the QR code piece. It was this weird thing where I would make QR codes that when scanned would lead you to my daily activities of that day. Commented on the latest YouTube video of a major international news channel. For example, like you can see the comments on the right hand side with the YouTube link, and if you scan those QR codes over there, they'll take you to the exact comment. Well, for this I got into trouble, understandably. Unfortunately, this happened during the death of somebody that I really loved. The death of Dash. I really loved Dash. So that there were news articles about Dash's death. So I commented under some of this video. I don't know, some of the videos about their death, saying, I had a peanut butter sandwich today at 6:43 a.m. or whatever, and I took a shower at dash. You get the point. I did it for a week. I got a few. Well, just one. I like to say few, but I got one angry comment asking me to grow up. So I felt so bad. Bruce Norman says, or maybe I don't know, I'm making it up, along the line something, if the work needed something that could potentially offend someone, even if it does offend them, you should still put it in the work if the work needs it. So I guess he meant if the piece really, really needed it, it had to be there no matter what. Which, it's you can take that one wherever you want. This one, wait. Oh yeah, this one is the will piece. I'm sure you all know this one. This one is quite well known. It's a distribution of my property, intellectual property, after my death. I worried about that. What's an idea? How can one own an idea? Like how does that work? The main sort of audience performance, you guys, the main sort of audience performance aspect of the piece was is because I was interested in somehow activating the audience. Like it's done very badly here, I can admit, but at least there is an appearance of some sort of interactivity of the audience having some only the appearance of the audience having agency, but this just shows that I was dealing with some major themes like early on. No, come on, super mature, right? I think it's a pretty good piece. No, still, no, okay, no, still no. Well, what do you guys think? Actually, anyways, I don't care. Moving on. So this was just some fuck-ass video that I made in like 20 minutes that referenced some shitty tutorial on YouTube called how to paint like Mondrian or something. The guy making the tutorial, he was one of those guys, you look at them and you go, how does this guy have a fucking job? How is he painting like 20, 30 years? He's a teacher apparently. Like, how the fuck? Like, he's so bad. I'm sorry. Like, how are they how are they managing to make money of their paintings? Nothing personal. I should say this, nothing personal. Like, make your money, whatever. No judging. But apparently he does teach painting. He has a studio, and everything bigger than mine, of course, bigger than mine. How? How is this studio bigger than mine? Anyway, I back to me. The painting, it was done like one of those old no, the video, I mean, not the painting. The video was done like one of those old Comic Sans, you know, those tutorials, the text-only videos that are so cool nowadays to parody, like, you know, to make fun of, or cool conceptual, whatever, artist, you know. I mean, it was this whole pop art thing, Warhol. Yeah. You take something out of mass culture, pop culture, whatever, the one that's not ours, the lowly ones. Culture. Ready-made to point out, take culture out, ready-made to point out its absurdity or whatever. How much we are above them. Huh? No, I'm joking. I didn't mean to say that. What I meant was like we're above the illusion that they are sort of subjected to more than us, all of us, you know. At least we can, us as in like, oh no. All these terms, you know, like camp, for example. Have you ever thought about that? Camp. I never want to be camp. Huh? I never wanted to be camp. That's insult. Like, you know. Why did she like? What was she? No. That was whatever. We're not getting into that. That was this piece. Make parodies of as artists, you know. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, this one. Oh God. Okay. So then, this piece I made around the elections. You can't get anything from the shitty ass pictures that I took at all, because I was supposed to take the pictures after exhibiting it. But then after exhibiting it, you'll see. I was so sad I didn't take any pictures. But so this is the only one that I actually have, and the piece is not even there yet, not even formed. This is actually one of the pictures I took for as a sketch. So yeah, I think it was made around the election. It was for school, obviously. I mean, it wasn't taken very well. Like I said, not very well at all. I did not do very. I mean, they didn't understand the concept. Nobody understood the concept. So what am I meant to? But yeah, no one did. This, I mean, nobody. I got a pat on the back. Oh, interesting piece, good piece. I get it, but you just need to work on dash, whatever. Fuck you, huh? Who do you think you are, huh? Because do you know how much I fucking studied for this shit? Like how hard I worked to make this? So I got wait, where am I? Sorry. What am I supposed to? I mean, okay. I don't know where I am actually. Okay, so I think I'm here. I became more politically active. No, actually, politically active is not the right word. I became more aware. Aware is the right word. I mean, my pieces started having more about politics, socio-politics in general. You know, the easy subjects, Trump, Biden, etc. Never Indian politics, huh? Never Indian. You know, this is again another. It's a while. I got accused actually of not being Indian enough. You know, many times. Always by the Indians. Huh? Always by the Indians. Of course, I mean can't you see what they've done to your brain, like when you accuse somebody else of not being Indian enough? Like, do you hear how stupid that is? I'm just saying, like, just getting this, you know, just it's sad, it's just sad. Not Indian enough? Fuck you. The next one, you'll see. I know. I know my roots. I know where I come from. I know better than you. I know better than you where I come from, obviously. So, especially better than you. Especially better than you. You fucker. Fuck you. Fuck you. I did the... sorry. I did the piece... So there was a projector and Biden. Biden was speaking on the projector, on the projection. It was a test. The teacher had this sort of dash of it was a test, and they're taking the test on the political opponent. You know, this whole thing with controlled oppositions, this thing. So who's the test taker really? Giver. I mean, who decides what's on it? I wanted to play with the idea of that, but not that in and of itself, but what that does in politics. So really, Biden, who introduced the test, and the idea, they take the test, it's all good. Trump shows up every now and then to talk about mostly jokes, dumb, stupid jokes, you know, that nihilistic, too cool for school attitude type of artistic joke, you know. And then the piece ends the fatal error. It was a good piece. I really think so. It was a good piece, but the fatal error was it not coming out from the back. You see, I was hidden. I was judging. I was hidden, and then when I came, I didn't come out. I should have come out. I stayed there and did this thing that then whatever, bad grade. I wanted the world to swallow me whole, like the ground to swallow me after I was done with the critique. And I hope that after all of my clarifications, you can now understand the piece better. I mean, the concept should be clearer to you now. Then after that, this is the India Biennale piece. See, finally, something about India, you know. God. Anyway, ASMR, medication, seduction. So for this piece, I took some ads for those pharmaceuticals, all those, you know, the tactics of the markets, seduction. You see, this lecture is too long. I don't care anymore. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, okay. So now we get into the another piece I did after this. It was called it was a different name, but I just called the video lecture piece. It was a brilliant piece. Huh? It still is a brilliant piece, really. I mean, if you think about it, look, I understand the criticism. It takes a lot from Andrea Fraser, but of course I loved her work. I still love her work, obviously. So why shouldn't I, you know? But then also you must admit that bring that into the digital space, the YouTube space, the ad rolls and everything. It's pretty unique, actually. No. I think, I mean, honestly, I honestly do think that this is it's good, no? Surely. I mean, it is one of the reasons I'm invited here, so of course. No, I'm just kidding, but basically this piece I tried to enact my psychoanalytical. I hate using the term psychoanalytical, but I mean Fraser uses it, so it's fine. Psychoanalytical position. I tried to enact my position, psychoanalytical position, as an artist in the context of an artist lecture, and there were some exaggerations, maybe, I don't know. I like to tell myself that there were some exaggerations, but yeah, mostly I kept the enactment as close to reality as possible. This is true, huh? This is true. But I mean, what do you guys think about it? Still holds up, no? As a piece, it holds up, doesn't it? Anyway, I think it does. I think it does. After there were some works that became flagships of the Dash movement that I'm associated with. I'm sure you've heard of them, so I won't waste my time and your time, by the way. Also, I think I'm running out of time. I wouldn't want to overstay my welcome, or yeah, I wouldn't want to keep you people here, all you wonderful people here longer than you needed to be here. So quickly then, I had the co-op artist-run gallery project that I called Dash, and after which, I mean, we called it a gallery. But we never made any money. Then I was also involved very actively in social movements like Dash and Dash, but also Dash, obviously, because it was very relevant at the time and necessary. I mean, it's still relevant, but don't get me wrong, but yes, oh yeah, what else? And after that, I had obviously my 12 to 15 year hiatus, which ended with my unfortunate death, of course. If you remember, I mean, you will. I am sure you remember my death. It was mourned all over the art world, actually. So, of course, it was too early. It was. I could have done so much more, whatever, blah blah. But I mean, it was a bittersweet experience, considering it accelerated my entrance into the canon, the global artistic canon of the art world. And it was like they wanted to push me, like after I died, they wanted to push me wherever they thought I needed to stand, so that they could be done with me. Like, I mean, that's the that's the feeling that I got, that they didn't want to be accused by future generations of neglect. So, of course, then there were the two massive retrospectives at firstly the Guggenheim in New York, which I'm very proud of, and then there was the other posthumous retrospective that I had in Europe, a very big one, and I was very proud of that one. Yeah, in Europe, I forget where exactly, but massive. They didn't waste any time to start planning. That's crazy. But yeah. Anyway, the sweet part was actually the morphine. No, I'm I'm joking. It was sweet to see that after my death. After my death, in Dash. I mean, I lived most of my life in Dash, so it was fitting. It served me right that I died in Dash. So no, no, I'm joking. It was a great life, an adventurous life. No, wasn't it? Wasn't it an adventurous life, a great life? It was, no? I was a revolutionary. They found out that after I died, before, I don't know. I'm now recognized as a. They found out that I was a revolutionary after I died, not before. I'm now recognized as an artist for Dash and Dash. That's recognized also for Dash and Dash. I'm in the canon, obviously, for you guys know, for Dash, and I'm very happy to be recognized and associated with Dash and Dash movement. And I really appreciate the presence of my dear artist collector friends from Dash and Dash, even Dash. So, but especially the few artists that made it in the back. I can see you. You heard the one that near and dear to me, Dash, of course Dash, and yeah. I almost forgot the pretty and intelligent Dash. She's right there. I can barely see her, but yeah. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming. Yeah, we've all remained lifelong friends, and I really do appreciate it. I would just like to. I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time, aren't I? I'm running out of. No? Okay. I think I am running out of time. But before the Q&A, I would like to leave you all with this this little slide that I have prepared, and you can just look at it and sort of remember for when you get back to art school or wherever you teach or study, so that you can propagate. The genealogy is roughly this. The lineage mostly remains the same. The first 2 or 3 names on that list get changed around sometimes, but yeah, it's Duchamp, then it's Warhol, and then it's Fraser, and then it's me, and then everybody else. All right, good. So the Q&A. Any questions? Yeah? That's a good question. The first Dash that inspired me. I don't know actually, because like when I was a child, I used to, in my parents' house, I would just, I would just take out clothes, like my clothes, my mom's clothes, my dad's clothes, socks, shoes, everything. And I'd make these massive sculptures of people laying down on the ground. So yeah, I mean, those were the first things that I can remember that were any like hint of something artistic happening. But that's not your question, is that's not. I don't know. With regards to inspiration, probably Duchamp, I'd have to say. First it was Rembrandt, but now probably Duchamp. Yeah. Anybody else? Yes, that person there. That's a stupid question. I'm not answering that. I'm sorry. Anybody else? I see. Yeah. Well, yeah, really, I'd say they play with each other in a way. Like visually, of course, they're very different, but when you think about the concept and what they were trying to do, what he was trying to do, I'd say it's similar, but there's this thing like, what do you define as similar in this context? Like, for For example, the war, let's say any war. If two people are dealing with the war, you can say in reality they're dealing with two very different ideas. Like maybe somebody thinks war is violence. Maybe somebody's talking about war as the social relationships between that rise up. I mean, these are the same thing. If you think about it, they all come under war. But when we talk about these things, we choose different. Don't want to use the word, but multiplicities to narrow down an attack on. So yeah, I would say that even though, while it sounds similar, I'd say, oh, both of these are dealing with the same dash, But I think it's really, but then again, I don't think it's a matter of things being similar or different, Like, it's an interesting question what you pointed out, but it only matters when things are similar and they have like you're very interested in the reason, the exact reason or the cause, or the chain that links them is something that's very interesting to you. Otherwise, I don't think analyzing why things are similar or different makes any sense. So, yeah, I think you should answer that question yourself, but very good now. Yeah, you over there? Yeah. Jesus, post-colonial society? I mean, you already know what I think of all this nonsense of being Indian and Indianness and being brown enough or not being brown enough or being a brown artist, and so I don't. But I mean, the experience is that's a fucked up question. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, I just don't. It's yeah. It's yeah. Let me see if I have anything else to say. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know there was another question. Yeah. Oh well. No, because there's this thing that Derrida said, he doesn't like taking photos of himself. I mean, he didn't, of course, now we have a lot of photos of him and videos of him and lectures and what. But when he was very young, you'll find very few photos. Derrida, actually, he was a cutie, I'm just saying. But, but yeah, when he was young, very few photos of him. Because he was averse, he talks about this, he was averse to the portrayal of the philosopher in media. He was very aware of this, and he was that's why he avoided taking photos until he says that it came to a point where there was no way for him to avoid taking photos of himself. So yeah, it's basically this idea of the artist, like this certain dressing style and looking style and speaking style, and today I'm wearing a tie, but normally I'm not. So maybe I'm dressed up today, and it's just what that sort of propagates. This thing that we were talking about of rich clothes being exclusionary or language being exclusionary, all these forms of capital. And then when you're a philosopher, you study, you get this image of yourself, and then that's capital. You can use that somehow, and that can be used in many negative ways, like to suppress people, like your image. Let's say Nietzsche, for example. We know what happened with Nietzsche, or Marx, for example. But yeah, so that's basically that explains my thing with it too. But good question. Thank you for that. Another one? No, that's so stupid. No. Oh, one more? Okay. Well, I mean, if you don't agree with it, it's fine, you know, but do you have a specific question with regards to that? Because if you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. I can't, I'm not a magician. I'm not here to convince you, but if you have something to say, I'll listen to it. Okay, well, okay then. Well, yeah, thank you all so much for being here today. I'm so glad that we have so many people here on a Thursday, actually. As I know, all of you are extremely busy. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.